Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the July 16th meeting of the Riley County Commissioners. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Good to see everybody. Getting a little warm out there. Kind of nice last night. Actually, sat out there and chatted with the neighbor about 9:30. It was comfortable if the sun went out, but here comes the humidity and the rest of summer. So, any public comments this morning? Going once, going twice. Okay. I guess then we'll start off with commissioner comments and Commissioner McKinley.
Hang on a second here.
I'm a little behind here too. It's okay.
Yeah, I misspelled that too, didn't I? Monday after our meeting, I met with Stephanie Pierce at Innovate 24. Heard about them, but had anything. They help startups with financing and business info, helping things get started. So that was interesting to hear what all the kind of stuff they do. That they're right down there next to all the construction in Aggieville.
I got to deal with that tomorrow.
And then Tuesday, I received a call from a resident in University Park who's having problems with short-term rental. Talked with Amanda and gave the residents some information on what they could do when the problem occurs. Hopefully to get taken care of. Of course, it's the owner's in Connecticut.
Figures.
But the rumor in the area is that the owner wanted to create an event center there. And I assured it that they'd have to have permits that wouldn't be allowed to do that. But they have had some big events. They had a wedding reception out there in the middle. Oh, anyway, I'm sure I'll be keeping track of that one for a while. I saved your number because I know I'll be here.
Are we still in that moratorium on that because of FIFA?
We're definitely near the end of it.
Okay. Of course, we got the final set for the for short-term rentals. They had a whole different list of rules over the summer for the World Cup.
Basically, it was no rules.
Yeah,
you do whatever.
As if they have any really to begin with. But
right.
They really went crazy. Yeah. Okay.
And then Tuesday evening was the fire advisory board. Meeting was held in the new fire building to show everybody what they had. They went through all the usual business and things. One thing I thought was really interesting, they had a run report on how many calls each one of them had responded to so far this year. There are 11 firefighters who had 50 calls or more already this year.
That's without a wildfire season.
Yeah. And with that, and most of them were in closer to Manhattan, so anything around Manhattan, they get called out to any of those. And they say it, but nobody complains. I mean, there's a lot of good people out there. Wednesday was the Adibus board meeting. We approved the budget for the next year with a few things, and reviewed numbers over the last year. Some interesting stuff. Ridership was up 10% over last year. And there's a question about debt. The system runs without debt. And he said they have a temporary line of credit at one of the banks, but they haven't used it in 10 years. But also over the last 2 years, they've had to return over about $300,000 in grants because they didn't receive enough local match. But they're still going along. That's all I got.
Okay. As for me, Monday post meeting, I spoke with Riley County Planning Director Amanda Webb on some possible federal and state grant opportunities. There's a health department, housing infrastructure, the food related programming. Just continue to bring some ideas and look to pull some other funds in so we don't have to spend the funds that we have. Got some ideas. May come back with something later. Also attended the July County Officials Luncheon here in the board chambers. Can do dialogues in the 27 budget, county administrator position, as well as the county's strategic plans moving forward. Tuesday and Wednesday, I finally got back to work for the first time in nearly 6 weeks. kind of feeling it a little bit this morning. It's okay. That means progress. It's good. I felt like a member of the Beatles coming back. When you leave for 6 weeks and you figure out who really actually likes you and who doesn't, apparently. Kind of caught me off guard, to be honest with you. So, I guess it's nice to be loved. I don't know. Wednesday afternoon, I attended and chaired the July meeting of the Flint Hills Metropolitan Planning Organization Board of Directors meeting. That was held at the Groesbeck Room at the Manhattan Library. Didn't have a very long agenda this month, but there was some time constraints with a couple of things that needed to be done, so we did have to meet. After some opening remarks and welcomes, there was no public comment. Did get a financial update as of July 8th, monthly statement balance and revenues and major expenses through the end of June. Got staff updates from both the organization and KDOT. Was talking to the gentleman from KDOT about when 24 and K13 was going to open up, and I guess unbeknownst to the both of us, it had already opened up. So congratulations. Yeah, and this was at 4 p.m. So he didn't know, but he was going to ask. So I guess I need to get back on there and say, hey, it's all good. Wednesday night, I met with my usual citizens group, had Chinese food over on the west side of town. If you like frog legs, it's a good place to go. They've got some other good stuff too, though. Fortunately, the conversation wasn't real good on the issue of property tax. We spent well over an hour. Glad I ate first. That's not the only thing we discussed. We discussed some local property rights issues in regards to data centers and large companies migrating to the area. I assured them that those areas are kind of well defined and that's going to pop up in the middle someplace in North or South Riley County. So Wednesday evening, attended the Ogden City Council meeting. Do have to admit it, honestly, it's been a while since I've been over there. It's good to catch up with the council members that were there. We've had 3 new ones since January, so it tells you how long I have actually been over there. Nice to be able to chat during the meeting and afterwards. Just see everything that's going on and events and updates that's going on with the city there. And guess with that, that's all I've got. So I guess we can move on to business.
First item of business, Commissioner, need a motion on the highway use permit.
I move to approve the highway use permit for Cox Communications on Lakewood Drive.
I could second that. We moved and seconded for the highway use permit. My computer's not pulling up. That was highway use permit 206-009 for Cox Communications. All in favor?
Aye.
Chair sign.
I mean, they make paper airplanes here.
You just leaves
Yeah.
up there and on
Just
or
stack
whatever.
it.
Yeah.
Just that as we.
Okay, that's
just
fine.
kind of just
I'll
stack
definitely
it.
get it.
Yeah, get it
So
back
we
to you
end-
here.
We've got several to sign it.
Well, let me guess, this is the day that we needed lots of signatures.
No, not a ton.
Okay,
Not
that's
a
okay.
ton.
That's okay.
Next item, Commissioners, need a motion on Keat Sewer Benefit District notice to proceed.
The cheer goes up. I'd move to make approve the notice to proceed for the Keith Sanitary Sewer Project.
For a second, this is a moment 14 years in the making. Approximately.
Figure out how many.
Yeah. So very, very happy to second this motion for sure. So been moved and seconded to approve the Keat Sanitary Sewer Benefit District improvements and notice to proceed. All in favor?
Aye.
Just to set up for Commissioner McKinley to sign. It's got his name on it. Maybe because you were chair when you started the project, I'm assuming, but I don't know.
I think that was done because Commissioner Cokie was.
Should have been vice
He's-
chair.
Could've been, yeah.
It's marked me as vice chair, but he's
I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be
My feelings aren't hurt.
Well, slightly, but you know.
Just, I save a little ink in the pen. It's all good.
Just make the tally mark.
As I always mention, if we could just stamp everything, we wouldn't have these problems.
Yeah, we'd have other.
we'd
problems.
have
But the key here is it wouldn't be my problem.
Yeah, eventually circle back to you.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right.
Had a commissioner that tried that once on documents. Commissioner Bob Newsom.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I figured that's who it
Nope,
was.
nope, nope. Sure enough, he didn't. Guess what? They came back.
I guess we'll learn from the past.
Yeah, next commission need a motion to accept Jim Jackson's resignation to appoint Richard Soash as a new board member for the University Park Improvement District.
I'd move to accept Jim Jackson's resignation and appoint Richard Soash as as a board member for the University Park Improvement District.
Now, second, it's been moved and seconded to accept Jim Jackson's resignation and appoint Richard Soash as the new board member for the University Park Improvement District. All in favor?
Aye.
Next commissioners, Riley County Employee Action Forms, Diane Buchmani, volunteer firefighter, fire district, separation of service, Jenny Ebert, opioid education and prevention specialist, health department, separation of service.
I'd move to, excuse me, I move to approve the Raleigh County Employee Action Forms.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to approve the requested employee action forms. All in favor?
Aye.
Votes please sign. Commissioners, would both of you like to go to the intergovernmental luncheon?
Yes.
Yes.
Jacob?
I'm gonna pass on this.
Okay.
You want to send Michael instead?
I don't think there's gonna be much pertinent information for us on this one.
You missed the second one.
What was it like?
Yeah. there's two.
Any changes of minutes, commissioners?
I was gonna mention on Monday, since we're having the health department discussion on Thursday, that maybe we forego the budget work session. I just don't think that we're gonna have much to discuss past today. Or if you want to add it to Thursday or something too.
Here first.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
One commissioner gone.
Yeah,
That's kind of what I thought about today too.
Yeah.
I thought about that. I saw that last
I
time. I was like, well, there's a
I don't
commissioner
know what's
gone.
gonna, yeah.
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 I've got some thoughts on today's, but I just don't think we need to duplicate that till we have that conversation and get
Just
just
take that
enough
off till the
time.
next time everyone's back and you're
Yeah.
back.
Okay.
Any changes in the minutes, commissioners?
I didn't have anything.
I didn't have anything.
I moved to approve the minutes of the July 13th meeting as presented.
I'll second. It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes from the July 13th meeting of the Riley County Commission. All in favor?
Tentative agendas, look, commissioners, other than what we just discussed. Any items for next week's press conference? Of course, I'll be on there till the election is done.
Yeah.
And we had over 130 participate so far. Just the
I
first
was
day,
there.
just first day yesterday.
there.
Who was it I was talking? I was talking to somebody about it and they were complimentary. They said it took 15 minutes and I was like, it took 15 minutes? And then I thought about it. I was like, well, it's the first day. So usually it's
Yeah,
get
a lot
in,
of
get out.
people-
So
Yeah, it seemed like a lot. I was heading over here.
I was actually kind of embarrassed until I thought about that for a
Go
second.
there, there's a line of people.
Yeah, Brian Caskey, who's head of elections in the state, was warning all of us election officials throughout the year, you know, this election is gonna be like we haven't seen because of the constitutional
Yeah.
amendment, and we were all kind of poo-pooing it, but I think he might be right. It's such a well-advertised topic that, yeah.
That's one way of putting it. I put it in my mailbox for the
Somebody's got a
first
lot of
time the other
money.
day and that's all it was stuffed with.
Well, and the thing
This could be
is,
worse. It could be bills.
even
but-
those that aren't that interested in that, it just brings more attention to there is an election going
Mhm.
on, which a lot of times people don't pay attention to primaries, so there's so much sign and publicity, so I think Mr. Caskey's probably right.
He knows the stuff. so.
Next commissioner, you have Elizabeth Ward at 9 o'clock.
Michelle filling in today. Oh,
There's Greg.
Oh.
Yeah, get that, John.
so who are we rooting for? Spain or Argentina?
Argentina, I didn't see, get to watch the Spain game, but
Yeah.
Argentina, holy cow. Those guys are good.
Yeah.
I don't know, they just keep hanging, and they've done that for the last 3 games.
Yeah, right.
They're
I think-
behind going into the end of the game. and then score 2 or 3 times.
I think their luck's
Then
gonna
you
run
round
out.
Down, score the other people down.
I saw somebody say it's the largest lead lost by England on American soil since 1776.
That's good.
Got a good laugh out of that.
Yeah, I would think that hopefully Spain would see that it's happened so many times that maybe they develop a game plan to not let that happen. Be interesting to see.
Well, England got too defensive. They got that lead and thought they could just sit
Mhm.
on it.
Yeah,
And the whole second half was on their end of the keel.
that's what I heard. Yeah, did you watch? Yeah,
They were pounding it.
I caught the last 5 minutes of it.
England
and,
goalie was just getting pounded, but he was just, he makes amazing saves and stuff, but
yeah,
eventually he got.
not enough. Oh, by the way, Michael let me know that it was the 25th is when that freeze on STRs
Okay.
is when that's supposed to be lifted.
and it went in like very early June and okay,
Yeah.
Sunday's the last, or Saturday, Sunday's the last.
I think it's Sunday.
Saturday's the third place team, they have third place.
Oh, do they really? Huh.
I thought it was kind of strange how they scheduled one semifinal game on Tuesday night, but it was the All-Star game too.
I'm just ready for football. Not that football, the other football.
What's interesting about it is usually the 2 days after the All-Star game is the only 2 days out of the year where there's no sports,
Huh.
nothing sporting at all. So you did have a soccer match to watch this year, so cut that in half.
Good. It was a good all-star game. Cardinal won the home run contest.
Yeah. Of course, the Philly fans were really happy about that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's Philly fans for you. They boo themselves. I mean, even booed Santa Claus.
Yeah. K-State or the.
Yeah.
Drafted by the Cardinals too.
Mhm. Yeah, we had 2 more signed free agent contracts, so we actually had
I heard
6.
that on
Yeah.
radio.
The All-Star break gave the Royals the reset they needed. To come out the second half.
Tear 'em up, yeah.
Well, that's what happened in 14.
Uh,
The record is much worse this year, but
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Setting
I'll go with
everything
that.
up. Is that it?
Yes, yes.
Blowing everybody to sleep.
Now they've got everybody they want.
Yeah.
well, Waka and Caglione and Witt played pretty well in the game.
Gotta quit drinking before work.
We only had 1 cup of coffee, so. What was in the coffee? No, it was black, just coffee black.
Johnny Walker Black.
John, did you bring a hat for later today?
Good change.
Same.
I heard 98 on Sunday.
Messy, you know, watching.
Mhm.
It's 98
On Sunday.
Really?
I guess even Fort's pretty spoiled this summer, but
That guy looked- he was spinning
the
around.
longer this drags on, usually the longer it drags on in the year, so it's gonna be 90 in October. Yeah,
They hit it wrong. One just.
We're gonna go to
dropped
at least this year we'll have an extra hour of
way out.
sunlight in the evening.
Kicked it.
Possibly.
That's what I heard, didn't
Someone-
some
Yeah, the House passed the
All the rest of the.
daylight savings time bill.
Nice.
That's pretty good. He was going up against the top and he was.
That'll be interesting.
Still look
Yeah,
like that.
What's the bill? I've seen so many often. Some are like doing.
It stays as it is right here.
Stays as it is.
Yeah. So November, instead of falling back, it just stays the same. So it'll be darker in the morning, lighter in the evening.
Just, he was just getting ready to be.
It gets so complicated.
Now it goes over to the Senate, but the Senate's old. I don't think they even know time anyway, so.
And this guy
I don't
was
think it'll make much difference.
Yeah, it's
flying up behind him and jumped, kicked it away just as he was ready.
Yeah, I still have not caught one game at all.
I've watched bits and pieces of some online, but I think I've watched 2 full soccer matches. That was the women's 98 match. Whatever year we lost, the women lost to Japan on penalty kicks. Is that 11 or 12?
Come on, Elizabeth.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. It's Friday Eve, that helps.
Mhm.
Oh, and you two are here, think about it, it's, Nita's birthday.
Oh, yeah, no, we were let in. We got a little something to share. The whole office is running
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it every time.
I know, reflex now. Guess we could scoot everything a little bit. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fire board is always met at Public Works in the basement.
Yeah.
And I drove way out there and pulled in the parking lot. There's no cars there on it.
Oh, they didn't have it there?
In the new fire building.
Nice, dang,
Yeah.
man, I really should have
I mean,
went.
that's where the plans at now.
Yeah.
As soon as I pulled in the parking lot, I turned around and drove all the way back.
At least it was on the way home. It's like you didn't have to go further
Yeah, I
outside.
didn't go far. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I talked to Russell a bit about it. It sounded like it was, yeah.
Because then it was Tuesday night, but then Wednesday morning. At a bus, the building was behind Public Works.
Yeah.
I had to drive back out. I know the route now.
Yeah, you got it down.
I would get
Yes.
You know, I like going sometimes that back route. If
one
you,
Marlette.
yeah, well, there's a dirt road that'll lead up to Adibus.
Big Marlette.
Yeah, is that what it?
Then she comes out, kind of. Exactly, see some states.
Yeah, it's a pretty little drive.
Yeah.
I seen one guy when I was driving on there. He was on a motorcycle going down that road. I was like, "Whoa, that's a bad call."
On which road?
It was
Marlette, Back way.
Yeah.
yeah, one where it's gravel.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Some more bikes get laid over and then, matter of fact, that, our old, IT director, that's how his dad passed away and he wasn't that old. Him and a buddy were riding bikes and they stopped and took off on gravel and just laid over the bike and
dang. Yeah.
on gravel. And I don't think he's going fast, you know?
No, it doesn't take much. I've done it before. I remember I was riding once and then I went over a small bridge and all of a sudden the road just went purple. And I'm like, oh God, I hit the brakes. It did okay. And then eventually just dumped it, but
Yep.
it's no fun.
You wanna come? You have to drive some tables with there.
If I have anything that works.
Well, I don't either, but that's the stress. That's the issue. Holding me in the door if I don't get something going. Okay, that's a fact. Anyway, who's ready?
Where's this concert at?
This isn't a concert.
No,
this is for my birthday.
Oh, okay. I thought you know about the way down. You said.
Well, that is a concert. That is the concert. That's in St. Louis.
Oh,
That's
okay.
a different.
St.
No, yeah,
Louis.
That's
that
right.
is for her.
Oh.
Michelle only has outfit number one picked up. She's got to get the second one. No, I'm not too big.
So.
Maybe she changed.
Yeah.
I was the best. The guys. I'm just sitting in the cabinet and sometimes probably girlfriend's wearing her, my girlfriend was wearing them. He was the way he takes his, put it off, it's one of them side there and then the other side. And I was like, that's a good guy. Or, yeah. Hey, oh God, where are you gonna wear that?
Oh, you need to cucumber? John bought me cucumbers. I wanted to take some.
Oh, okay.
Cause, once we leave here, I'm just gonna take the office.
Oh.
You guys want to say something? They're from a friend of John's.
Yeah. I got some tomatoes and some farm raised eggs coming my way too.
Nice.
Yeah. I
Well,
can't have the eggs, sorry.
That's fine. I'm traumatized because I got eggs that were fertilized.
Please. You got one.
I bought from
Rifle, this
um,
big round.
a farmer's market.
Yeah.
So when I popped it, it was, yeah.
And I've got, oh.
So now I don't buy them.
Well, I trust the people I'm getting this stuff from.
I've
They
had plants do
they
that
do
before.
both. I mean, they raise chickens
I've
and
had plants that look tremendous and they weren't hardly producing.
Yeah.
that other purpose too.
Right.
So.
I'm sure it's probably very rare for it to ever happen, but
It gets
it was just like,
Yeah.
Nope.
That chicken must have had a hard night or
You live
something
on
the
the
night
edge of
before.
town, but what I've
Must
found
have.
is what's causing it is, the overspray from crop spraying, you know, it's like, it's current.
Yeah, NFL training
The
camps.
plants
Get
are
ready to
good,
start.
they won't produce.
They're signing
So,
football.
I mean, I told you that's what's causing mine, and you live close enough there and then up on the hill, how the wind currents. come,
I'm thinking
Just enough
it's gonna go
fall.
all the way this year. It's gonna happen.
And they don't get discolored or anything, you don't know it from the
You
look
have
of
a
the
run
plant,
game
but-
for once.
Well, the question is Andy Reid gonna use it?
Mm,
He hates to run.
Fair point. Fair point.
So when they picked up Kenneth Walker, I'm kind of like, did the philosophy change? Did Brett Veach say you better start running the ball because I got to pay my guy $15 million a year?
They, I think they got a new running back coach, so.
They did.
Yeah, so hopefully that translates all well. It'll be, I'm very excited to have BNME back.
Yeah. If you think about the makeup of the division, I mean, you got Justin Herbert, you got Bo Nitty. I mean, you got some pretty potent offenses that if you run the ball, you keep them off the field.
That's
I mean, the Raiders are the Raiders. but
Yeah,
They're not, they shouldn't be as bad as they were last year, but
yeah,
we said that last year about them too.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I thought for sure they would stop.
Oh, really? Because they're just going nonstop.
I think the Jaguars,
That's what those
I think you're gonna look at
guys
things
out to do,
statistically,
that
they're gonna be
laser
better,
use. They're
but
moving
their
so
schedule's so much
much.
more tough that it may not translate in the standings.
It's fair. I feel like,
Tennessee's still rebuilding. Indy isn't really that good. Houston's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Tough.
unless,
That defense
unless
is-
Stroud continues to just kind of.
But even so, yeah, the number one rated defense, they don't have to score a lot of points, you know?
Who's that?
Forget that they're,
Houston,
I forget that they have that.
yeah, I mean, they're stout. Their front seven may be as good as anybody in the collectively, you know? They got Will Anderson and Derek Stingley and
Will Anderson, that guy's a monster.
yeah, he might be the best player in the division, quite honestly.
Hopefully the Patriots chill out.
They had such
Yeah,
an
yeah,
easy
yeah.
schedule last year.
Yeah,
I just
right.
don't-
I just,
Yeah, that's right.
World.
You guys-
record.
Good.
we'll take it.
Oh, that's why the sheet for the. Oh, I guess that'll be on the next one. Never mind.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, John.
Good, how are you?
Good.
Patiently waiting.
I know, I've looked up here and I thought it was a lot closer.
When you do that, you just make it longer. That's all you do.
I know, I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. I do. Yeah, you just like stare at each other till like seconds tick by.
The doctor that gives you 3 months to live and you forget to pay the bill, so he gives you another 6. Alright, you ready to go, Elizabeth?
I am. All right. Good morning, Commissioners. Elizabeth Ward, Human Resources Director. And I'm here today to talk to you about a temporary pay increase for the 4 people in the health department who have taken over leadership. Per our county policy manual, which I have attached, when someone takes on a role that is increased responsibility, we have compensation for that temporary assignment written into our policy. It does have to meet certain requirements, and it can't just be additional duties. It has to be taking on more responsibility than their current job requires. And the compensation is a minimum of 7%. We have used the 7% in the past when it is a situation where maybe one person has taken on the responsibility of a leader or a direct supervisor right above them, but has other support. And so, maybe the whole situation is still there. We are recommending 10% in this situation because we have 4 high-level leaders in the health department that we just lost a lot of structure. We lost a lot of knowledge, I guess I'll say. So right now we have David Adams, who's filling in as the interim health department director. Tammy Feldkamp, who is a social worker and is filling in for the interim maternal and child health coordinator. Kayla Mathis, who is a public health nurse and is interim clinic coordinator. And Kathy Jones, who is a dietitian and is filling in for interim WIC coordinator. So we went through the policy there, and we would request that we increase their pay for the time that they are in this interim position to that's listed here. I do have a total impact, and I apologize, it's not in there, but we weren't able to make the calculation by the time the deadline came. But the total impact, and we did it 2 ways. Up to this point, if it's retroactive to the day that they began their duties, the total impact for all 4 would be $8,686.55. And then we did calculate it forward just till the end of the year, which I don't know that we'll have that situation till the end of the year, but the maximum impact that we would be talking about is $30,357.95. If we take the 2 supervisors' pay, some of these people are replacing, their pay to the end of the year would equated to $94,233. So we've got it covered in the budget, and we're not asking for additional budgets, and we would still have a cost savings of about just under $64,000. So we have it in the budget. That's not something we're requesting more of, but yeah, I guess I stand for questions. I don't know if there's anything that I missed that you would like to know about.
Those numbers include benefits and everything, I assume. That's
No, that is their pay. That's their pay. The numbers that we ran here also only include their pay because the benefits, we can run the benefits at the 39.5%, but like their health insurance doesn't
right.
increase.
Yeah, that's
And so,
Social Security.
yeah, it'd be
all those
7.75.
other ones.
Yeah, 7.78% more.
And capers will still pick,
Yeah.
everything except insurance.
Yeah.
But that's just their pay.
That is the pay, but we still do have that savings, and what we're talking about with the savings is just pay as well. So we also have that in the benefit side of the 2 supervisors. And I know this might seem a little confusing, but we didn't calculate the health department director into that just the 2 supervisors' pay covers that, because we're hoping that we can, hire a new health department director before the end of the year. And so just to give you the, most costly option.
So why the recommendation of an extra 3% when it's not listed in policy?
Well, the policy lists a minimum of 7%. And like I said, in the past, when we have had people who step in and take one person's role at 7%. And we felt like the structure here, the lack of structure here, and the lack of leadership across the board. I mean, we really are left with a department that had 6 supervisors and a director. We're left with 2 who have any supervisory experience and no director, and an interim director who is also filling in for a completely other division. So his ability to be present is less than if we had a full director in. So like it just compounded their responsibility in this situation is more, it pulls on them more than if it was just one person in one situation that could lean on others.
How do we land at 7% to start with?
So 7% is where we landed when we did the 2024 employee manual. And that is similar to what we would, the same amount we would do if someone took over a supervisory role. So example, if I were promoted from one position from one non-supervisory to a supervisory role, that would be the minimum pay expectation increase for the value of that additional supervision. And it is in line with our pay scale. I mean, it's not a perfect math because we have so many positions, but in general, most positions who supervise have a minimum of 7% increase of those that they supervise or had been in that position. Managing people is the hardest part of most people's job. And so adding that supervisory role with it is not a technical skill you can, read a manual and learn how to do it's a big ask for people.
One follow-up question. It says in here that we're gonna retroact that to May 11th,
Mhm.
but in the policy it says it cannot be. What am I missing there?
What you're missing is I didn't get here in time, so we could retroactive. I mean, I just haven't been here, so
I'm just
Yeah, I know.
I'm just trying for
It's
the
a-
state policies.
it's a fair question. So part of it is literally just the pace and the workload that we've had and trying to respond to the health department, get them stabilized, and then this is when I could bring it to you. So I mean, I feel like it would be reasonable to say, HR should have been here within 2 weeks if you want to, do something like that. And again, it's up to you to do what you want, but I don't think, I think they've been doing the job and they have did ask, there wasn't an ask for that, and I could go back and give you that date, to look at the temporary pay increase. And then I took PTO and I was doing health department stuff, and I probably could give you a list of things, but I didn't get here.
Well, and how's David's time? I assume he's not being paid 100% out of the health department right now, is he?
He's not being paid at all by the health department right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so this would be all of the time that he's spending, which I don't know, I can't give a percentage, but it seems that you're there 50% of every single day minimum.
Yes.
He's not being paid at all by health department.
But it's still charged back to EMS.
Yes, everything, exactly. Yeah. So all of them are at their pay for that position that they were assigned to. So he's at the pay only for EMS director, and they are at the pay for health worker, nurse, social worker, dietitian. Yeah. And I will tell you, we didn't specifically ask for those folks to come in today to talk to you because we didn't want to put them in that type of a situation, but this is a lot of work, and they have considered, even if the position comes open, not applying for the position because of how much work it has been for them. And I'm not saying they will or won't, but it's been a significant impact. I know Michelle's had conversations with several of them. And so this is, although money doesn't make you get more time, but these folks are working all day and then most of the evening as well, because they have to do the supervisory stuff. They're still seeing patients. They're still going to clients. They're still, Kathy's managing all of the sites in WIC. So
My questions, I totally understand that, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that we're not stepping out of the scope of policy for this to make an exception
I think-
here, because if we make an exception here, like everything, we'll be forced to make exceptions down the road.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that if we need to change
yeah,
policy to modernize the situation, given the dynamics, that's one thing.
yeah, it is.
But-
Yeah.
I don't want to make a ton of exceptions because then what you made it here, so why don't
I
you
know,
make it-
yeah.
Right.
I don't like that either. And I think you make a really good point that we need to stick with our policy. I don't remember exactly why we put that in. My somewhat recollection is that, if I'm just, like, we just say, okay, well, Rich is gone and Brittany just starts doing his duties, but no one assigns that, then, she can go back and say, well, I've been doing the duties, or, my boss has been MIA for 3 months and I've been doing the duties, and it's not a formal thing.
The thing is, it needs to be clear, you are making 2 exceptions to the
Yeah.
policy.
Yeah, I know, and that's my
And it will
concern.
come up the next time.
Yeah.
And
One
listen,
exception, the other one says a minimum. of
But one
7%.
exception turns into 2 and
Yeah,
2
yeah,
into
no, we're
4 and
making-
4 into 8.
I'm asking for one exception for sure. And I can, like I said, I can go back and tell you when the request was made.
Yes,
And we could look at that date if you'd like.
Okay.
It was approximately.
Well, I would offer as well, this is why policy is written to have some flexibility at the board level. The this is what you guys have.
But I don't see that in there where it says that's actually the case. And
I mean,
maybe
it
is,
is,
and I
it
missed it.
is.
A whole manual.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's likely in the forward.
Well, and I kind of stated my concern on that. When I make one, then we'll be forced to be flexible to make another one. And that, this may not be the biggest issue right now.
2 months ago.
Yes. Yeah, and the request was made at some point after, and I don't, approximately 3 weeks to a month in, I would say. So, yeah, and I mean, we can definitely have a conversation about that, but we have mentioned how short-staffed we are and how we are having issues keeping up. So this is, I think, relevant to that.
I have no problems with the 7% because that's what it's clearly defined, but
Well, and to
I
be,
know that this is a unique situation, but anything that happens in the future could also be defined as a unique situation.
Always, yeah, everything.
Right.
In this.
Exactly.
well, and we read this as it states, literally a minimum of 7%.
Right.
And so,
That's
you know,
fine.
7% makes sense if you just step in and everything is running as it should be and all of your staff is there. I think this is much more work than, did you need to say something?
Yes, and I see your point. But with what Elizabeth had said earlier, they lost 50% of their, more than 50% of their supervisory staff. So they're not just filling in just for their department, they're, I mean,
Right.
having to figure it all out together because 58% of their supervisory staff is gone. Where you wouldn't really have that with anybody else. This is one of the first times that this has happened where
Well,
they.
it may not be the last either.
So,
I guess my thought is, you know, we should use this as an example and maybe define that a little bit more clear in a policy moving forward, because that's what I'm gonna stick to.
Yeah, well, and they are also working on the reorganization of the health department to try to make
I mean,
it thrive.
Maybe in a situation like that, maybe it's better to pay an extra stipend outside of that to cover the 3%. I mean, I'm brainstorming. Maybe that's not the right direction to go, but
Okay. I haven't thought of that. The difference with a stipend, so all of this is temporary, right? All of it's
right.
temporary.
And
until
that's
they make a
why,
decision
that's why I
on
say
things.
that.
And the difference with a stipend would be that you wouldn't pay capers on it. We'd still have the FICA taxes, but yeah, sorry if you want to.
Commissioners, David Adams, interim health department director. The other thing for these three people to keep in mind is they're having to do, they're learning grants that they have no idea about. So they're having to learn the grants, do the grant reporting, work on the grant fiscal. They're still seeing clients. I'm, you know, I've had to talk to them. I'm getting emails at 3:30 in the
So then
morning.
why do we have somebody there that works on the grants and stuff and they can't help fill in either?
Because we
What
don't
am I
have,
missing?
that's what those leaders do. They don't have somebody who does that. That is on each program leader.
You kind of say that seems to be a structural issue and not just immediate.
100% agree. And that's part of our
Okay. So
reorganization.
we'll talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah.
That is
But-
definitely.
But this is, so they're not, I mean, they're learning, I mean, and they're drinking from a fire hose. And they're learning upwards how to be leaders and how to be supervisors. They're learning about the grants and the requirements there, but they're also learning how to supervise people that they've never had to do before. So they have no, you know, this is a nurse, a dietitian, you know, a social worker. They have no education, no background in any of these. That's not what they're trained to do. So that's why I think it's important for them to get that 3%. That's what separates this from some of the others.
Can I have a clarifying statement about grants to your point? Thank you.
Brittany Phillips, Budget and Finance Officer. So when he says grants, I think, and we talked about this morning, there's been some verbiage used that is confusing for people. So the supervisors that are stepping in are doing all the progress reports separately from the fiscal reporting. So the fiscal analyst in the health department is working on all the fiscal reports. I'm helping her through that process.
I didn't have the technical jargon, but that was the
No,
question I was.
You're good. I just want to make sure we're really clear because, yeah, they are still learning all the grants. They have to know what's allowable and not allowable, and they're asking all those questions, but they are not handling the fiscal reporting. They're handling the progress reporting, which is still new to some of them. You know, it's not something that they had to do on a regular basis. So just to add it.
And just to be clear, that isn't a change. That fiscal analyst was in place when we had a
Right.
director and
Right.
3 more supervisors. So
like, I don't have a problem with the 7%. That's consistent across the board, but I'm not gonna be for the exceptions in this particular rule.
And I, 7 to 10 isn't that big a difference, but, and I don't know why it was in there, said it shouldn't be retroactive. I mean, it should, to me, they started this 2 months ago. They
So
should
the
be
policy
paid
should
for
be
that.
retroactive.
Our policy is wrong.
Yeah, and I may give it, I kind of back and forth on that, and I kind of agree with that. That's something that we need to make a change in there, because if
it
you're,
was a week or two later, okay, but when it's.
Or you're
2
stuck in the
months,
middle
like,
of
they've
a-
been Doing it for 2 months and
Yeah.
say, oh, yeah, but that was just your donation.
I mean, I can definitely bring an amendment to the policy to,
Is that just, I mean, it should be,
Uh-oh.
and I don't know if they meant it shouldn't be retroactive to last year or something, but it should be effective when.
or if
to
it
the date of
fell in the
assignment.
middle of a pay period or something, you went to the next pay period to be one.
Yeah, if it said, yeah, filling in the next paper or something, but it just,
If I may here, I think if we have that kind of language within the policy, it would probably lend itself to an argument in a position we don't want to be in the future. What I'm saying is it could be litigated that what day is supposed to be retroactive to, it can get really complicated if somebody ever really wanted to attack that. So I think that's probably why we have it in there the way it is, and then commissioners can accept that out. This is why you guys have that direction. I think it would be,
can the verbiage say something to the effective the date the commissioners determine? Or something?
yeah, it could
I mean, that
it could be that. It could be that.
Okay.
I mean, that seems like something that would just be clearer to
Mhm.
what.
or you just say it's in effect when the assigned duties take place. not-
Yeah.
Or they.
Per the Board of County Commissioners.
Yes, we would have to be very careful with the language, and my thought is that that's probably why it was initially drafted in this way. Because it's more of a clear line. And we can try to craft language to make it clear again with that exception, but.
Well, I would
my
say, can we
thoughts-
leave here and work on something that would meet what they're trying to say and then potentially bring it back? I mean, obviously, we
Yeah.
need to work with you on
Yeah,
that.
obviously, if that's the direction.
But we're dragging this particular issue out over there, so we need to come up with some clarity and a solution now as we do that.
We agree.
Right.
Agree on that.
So,
It needs to be revised, but that's not today's problem. I don't think.
Yeah, the whole system is having functional issues.
but I will grant the 7%.
Okay.
If we need to come back and if
But
you're
then
thinking that
make it
too.
retroactive
Yeah.
to May 11.
That's fine.
7%.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so,
Because by the time there's another exception, we'll hopefully have this particular issue taken care of, hopefully.
okay, so you are choosing to pay 7% retroactive to May 11th.
Correct.
I move to approve a 7% temporary compensation adjustment effective on May 11th for the four employees noted.
I'll second. It's been moved and seconded to approve 7% compensation adjustment for the 4 listed members within the Riley County Health Department. Retroactive to, sorry, to May 11th.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
I had to get the last part of that in there. Aye.
It is time on the resolution to
You can
establish
continue, you're good.
the Department of Emergency Service.
So commissioners, this is a kind of a wrap up to the discussions we've had over the last year to combine our emergency services into one department. And so this is, from what I understand from Jacob, the final step to make that effective. And so we had discussed doing that on August 1st, and there's nothing changed or different than at least that I'm tracking, that we haven't previously discussed. But yes, this would formally combine EMS, fire, emergency management, and 911 into one new emergency services department.
Makes sense to me. I think we've come to the conclusion that this is a good thing moving forward, and of course there's legal and statutory responsibilities. Make that so. Good with that.
I'd move to approve the resolution to establish the Department of Emergency Services as outlined.
A second, been moved and seconded to approve the resolution to establish the Department of Emergency Services. All in favor?
Both please sign.
Got caught on the microphone.
Should have folded it like an airplane. Next commissioner, you have Jacob Hanson at 9:25.
Okay.
But I'll meet with him. And I'll put this on Pearson report. And then, like, he's on the board with me, and so. But she's all very good. Okay, yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Well, I didn't think announcing you would chase them off.
I have that effect sometimes. That's all right.
Sigh. And like, we don't want to talk to you.
Oh. Just wait till we get a fence view and then that sentimental change.
There's weather requirements of when we're allowed. to
Yeah.
fence.
Sunny 65.
So July and August are not.
That's not it. All right. Duly noted.
Let them keep fighting for another couple months, so it's cool.
I mean, by the time, if we ever get one in here real soon, yeah, by the time it gets around.
Oh, yeah, it takes a while to grow.
I didn't know if you just ran to the restroom or. Oh,
He was in his office for what, 5?
probably thought 9:30.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rich. All right. Good morning, Commissioners. Jacob Manson, Riley County Councilor. Only a couple things to update you on. The major thing is that as it stands right now, myself and Rich are looking to be out in Topeka for all of next week. So depending on how the trial goes, of course. There are, I think, around 20 witnesses. We can anticipate and try to game plan to when exactly they're going to call us, but frankly, we just don't know how long the testimony is going to go for. This trial is scheduled to the end of the week, and it will even have 2 days of spillover if necessary on Monday and Tuesday the week after. Absolute worst case scenario. Hopefully that's not the case. It's not a jury trial, it's a bench trial. That typically means things go a little bit more quickly whenever there's discussions or discrepancies that happen within the trial itself. So we'll see how it goes. They were able to utilize 4 hours of deposition before when speaking with us. So I anticipate probably no less than that time again. And so we're preparing for that. I'm working with Rich and we'll be in Topeka.
What's the voting something?
Yeah, this is a trial regarding signature verification standards and whether or not those meet some constitutional boundaries. So,
And the irony is they do this right in the middle of an election.
yeah, it was
I'm not claiming conspiracy or anything, but
the defendants and their counsel tried to stress that having a trial right now would not be advisable, but here we are nonetheless. So, and there are very little signs of any kind of settlement. I don't think that will be happening. So just wanted to advise that it might be Michael here for most of the week next week. And so we'll also be able to work from my computer. We'll just get to sit out in the hallway in the courthouse
Probably a lot of
the entire time. So, maybe we'll get to hang out at go see what Topeka has offered for lunch spots. So
too bad the Celtic Fox isn't still open. That place was awesome.
no, it's still open.
It is?
It's still open. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Did they close and they reopen? Because they closed.
They remodeled a while.
Ah, okay. That's a good place to check out, particularly for lunch when
Yeah.
not in session.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I like Iron Rail a lot.
Classic Bobos. Can't go wrong with that.
And the Blind Tiger Brewery, but that's not close. It's up
Yeah,
on
that's also a
Catholic
good
Kansas Avenue.
So just wanted to share an update on that. Myself and John, we're gonna go and walk a property regarding that lagoon for the Deep Creek Sewer Benefit District. Things seem to be going well there. We'll see how this discussion goes, and we're hopeful that everybody will walk away with what they are looking for here, and that's the goal. There hasn't really been any other major projects at this time that have at least changed. Everything else is going as it should. It's pretty typical workload within my office. Thankfully, it's a little slow given the tax sale is finally concluded. So, with that said, I'm happy to answer any questions, concerns, thoughts you guys have. Any discussions you want me to have with other folks, other communities. Oh, I should mention, with the folks who presented the Riley County Fairgrounds move. I do have a meeting with them, not next week, but the week after, to help get some details on what I would like to see is what their actual action plan is. I think they gave a good presentation on what their goal is, but I think we need some details on what exactly needs to happen. And that's going to be my approach with that meeting with them.
And also, did you see my note
I did.
that I got a call from someone or a text from someone saying about us selling the property? There's agreements. There was an agreement
Yeah.
made when it was purchased that city and school board we have to get their permission to sell that property.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna supersede the fact that we gotta get the legislature's permission.
Yeah, well, it becomes a unique issue when we have this agreement, but also state law dictates how a county is supposed to dispose property. Obviously, this is over $50,000,
Yeah.
which is that threshold where it must go to a public auction. And if we're going to go outside of that, then it needs to be sold, and then that means we need to get a new state law in order to do so.
I'm guessing that state law changed somewhere between 67 or 68 when these original agreements were discussed.
It's possible, but there could still be some binding authority here. It's just going to take some time for me to review those old documents. Go dig them up. But that's what I do.
Blow the dust off of them.
Yep. I'm sure there's plenty. I'm sure there's plenty.
Over 50.
50 years. Yeah. We got them. We got the
60,
files in
Getting
there.
close to 60.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Mhm.
6.
Closer to 60, yeah.
So continuing to have discussions, I'll be happy to let the board know
Reminded.
exactly what the fruits of that discussion are.
Otroff was built in 66, so it had to happen somewhere in that generalized time period.
Yeah. And with that, sorry, that was just one additional thing I was
Mhm.
intending to talk about. Any other questions, concerns? For the board? Okay, thank you.
Next, Commissioner Bryant at 9:45.
Do you know what ward you're in for everybody?
No. No, but I have my registration card on my desk at home. Would you like to know?
Yeah, I wanna know.
Okay.
That's an interesting question.
She's gonna be in the same.
Oh,
So I figured we've gotta be in the same general area.
I would have
That
been.
on GIS has a thing where it'll show you what ward and precinct.
Okay,
if all else fails, just go upstairs and ask Susan.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Which I heard the elevator is back on here in the building. I haven't verified.
But they were supposed to come today, replace the part.
I heard that may have been done.
Then what?
Said I heard that may have been done. Yeah.
What's up with the elevators around town here? Holy cow. Like when it rains, it pours.
So DTK Elevator has very little employees anymore, for whatever reason.
But they didn't cause the elevators to break.
They're not doing their
Ah, gotcha.
services as free.
So is everything warranty to the point where that's on them or no?
It was
Yeah.
before, I mean, they're just not there. Petra.
I know the tower over here decided to go with Otis or somebody else to get it fixed. That probably changes that, but
So
If you want to talk about a one-sided contract position.
we talked,
well, there's only a couple of companies that do that work now.
we
So
got that elevator fixed this.
time to change people then.
We're, that's on my list to start looking at getting out of contract.
Well, I mean, considering that we're updating most of our elevators.
Well, that was the courthouse, just updated, was off for 2 weeks.
Right.
And mainly just because they would come look at it.
It's suing for ADA.
Let's go. I'm.
Get that money back.
We got one at the jail that fire inspection.
Hmm.
And they won't, they've been waiting for them to come back. TK to come and fix it, so they passed that.
If they don't have enough employees in that case, and they need to contract some professional services to fulfill their duties and responsibilities. Yeah.
Give it out. Is that getting into territory of the whole right to repair issues? I wonder with them.
The contractor, so. All what I see is probably not the full version.
Yeah.
Mr. Bo, I told you that isn't the original photos, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
I was trying to look, and it's not, because it was on Hunt, I was looking for it, it's on Huntoon between Lincoln and Buchanan.
Was the original?
Yeah, that was the original.
Huh.
The original what?
Bobo's.
Right.
Oh.
And B10.
Well, that makes sense because that's when the county incorporated.
So,
I don't know.
1855, 56, somewhere in there. They weren't a state yet.
Yeah.
At one point in time, Riley County's borders actually went all the way to Denver, Colorado. Can you imagine going to the county seat to get your business done then?
Yeah. Oof.
My tags on my wagon are due at the end of October. Let's leave in late August.
When you said that, I just got to wonder, I wonder what is there? And we can find it, the parking, so still there's a little building that's.
Yeah.
By the last, I don't know what
I gotta
date
Google
this
it.
picture is. But
I'm kind of curious now too.
get all the parking lots vacant and empty there.
Oh, that's where it is now.
I just read something about that the other day. I don't know, just sell those pictures of hamburgers though.
1221.
Oh, so it is the 24 picture. Some kind of siding all around it. Must be using as a storage building.
Oh, wow. Huh.
That's the building,
Yeah, it was the old one.
the light colored or the,
This one here, I
okay,
think.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Is that it?
if you look at it, you can see that was the drive.
Yeah.
I see, I knew it was close to where I grew up, so I knew where it was. I wondered what was there now, because I thought they closed it, probably something else was there, but they didn't know.
Oh, now I know where it's at. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's right. There's that gas station that's not too far down. I think. Yep. Huh. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen anything open in that building.
Yeah, I don't know how long. Say the other one, the new one.
You think it's considered state and federal historic? I would think.
Well, it's not now, it was.
Yeah, it looks like the original wood on that side.
Obviously siding does a better job then than it does now. Oh, that concrete hardy backer board is supposed to last at least 60 years.
It does break,
Yeah. It brittles is what it's like, peanut brittle.
especially the student kicks.
Oh no.
Try to,
They're drunken super.
yeah. You can't cut that with a
No.
regular saw either. You have to use those shears.
Where you just.
Yeah, yeah. Or hope that the trim covers it really, really well.
At least that stuff doesn't get too much like weed whacker.
No.
True. Yeah. You seem like a whole sidewall of old vinyl siding. Yeah, yeah.
How you doing? Now it survives, but not mine. Woke up and said,
What's that?
sign.
Siding?
Final say.
Vinyl siding.
Yeah.
Good for her.
I despise it and I will not use it. Despise it.
There's a lot of it out there.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Cheaper.
I'm like, huh?
That's what's on the house, right, but didn't like it, but. I wasn't gonna take it all.
Understand the reason, but despise it.
Like I say, since that was on the house, I
We've got a,
put it on the garage, garage, but. And I put. the
maybe it's
vinyl.
Cal Berkeley, someplace in California college, they have a
Should.
3D printing system now that can build a entire
Really?
3D
Bad, but-
concrete house
but-
in like 5 days.
They did one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the last.
I mean, it'd be sturdy. Can you
Rattles.
imagine during the summer? Oh my gosh, I'd hate to pay those
Hard to
electric.
You gotta kind of bend it, was the husband snap.
Mhm.
It was.
Yeah.
That was not worth the effort for the siding fine, like that one of the best, that's what the house is.
Right.
Sure.
I don't think it's a big house,
It isn't what I.
No,
but it's interesting. You watch the video of how they.
I know.
yeah.
Excuse me.
They have to
It's fine.
run the. What do you call it, the foam insulation or whatever, it's inside the two rows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it's.
and that's for the acoustics too. It's a special type of insulation that, yeah, that insulates, but it also provides acoustical.
Yeah.
What were the old insulation blocks?
Waffle blocks?
Yeah,
Yeah. See.
then you pour the concrete into there, then
Yeah.
it's on the outside instead of on the inside and you leave it.
That's
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
It's got a name.
What's that?
The waffle blocks.
IBC or something. It's an acronym, but
Put the blocks together and pour the concrete.
Yeah, that's what my basement's in.
yeah,
Very good
Right
insulation.
in the middle, I think.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah, it's got.
They've got a couple of different, it's actually plastic blocking in there.
Yeah,
And if you want
plastic, but they lay
Yeah,
rebar
yeah.
too, both ways, actually.
And also.
And I would think with the extra foam and stuff, hold your foundation from the typical, elements and stuff, rain and everything. It also kind of provides some
Helps and
protection.
gives
So
you-
yeah, so it makes your foundation last a lot
Better
longer.
R value too.
Last Friday, we went up to Amelia Earhart's home and they don't let you tour the basement, but I asked, I said,
No.
well, what is it? Limestone, what is it? I said, no, it's hewn out of the cliff.
Oh.
Back in 1861.
Oh, wow.
They hewn it out of it. I don't know what it is. Somebody told me maybe shale and I don't know what.
Well, that would make sense of it in the river.
That was
bottom
over
there.
in Atchison.
Yeah.
Right, on those faces.
Oh.
River
So you-
to the east.
Yeah.
It's.
That's a pretty neighborhood.
It's worth the. It's worth the drive. If you like this.
That's where our
Yeah.
KCCA is next year, is Atchison.
Oh, right.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nice, cool.
Yeah, hopefully they give you from free time because it's a pretty. good-
Well, I'm pretty sure they do tours and stuff for this one, so I'm sure that's gonna be on the list.
She was a Hamptons. Who was a judge.
Hmm.
And, 12 years, 12 years.
Yeah, I think I got.
Because her father was an attorney for the railroad in real estate or whatever, he did for the railroad. And he had to move around a lot, so evidently he couldn't get jobs, so I guess he worked for different railroads. And she just got shipped up to her grandparents' house with her mom's house. It's a neat town, but
It is, yeah.
it's got challenges too.
Yeah, I'm friends with the commissioner up there, so we chat all the time, so. yeah.
Still have the, you can still smell the ADM plant.
I don't know.
It used to be, you could smell alcohol since they.
What was it, 10 years ago or so? They had that big explosion.
I remember that, yeah.
Killed a couple people. But it's pretty much, it's social economical challenge, from what I understand. But it's only a town of 10,000.
Yeah.
Under too.
Yeah.
But they did go from the Redskins to something else.
No.
Pioneers.
Don't get on that topic, Gary.
I didn't go to school board meeting last night and bring that up, so.
Oh, gosh.
I like that other excitement last night, school board.
Changing the insurance.
Principal.
Well, they asked the principal.
Oh, over at
Forrest
Marlette.
said in the 90s, freed up her future.
The paper was upset because it was all personnel issues and they weren't allowed to know what it was about.
Yeah, I know. You'd think they'd realize that by now.
Okay. Filling for the director today, Aaron?
I am.
Okay,
You guys.
floor is yours.
All
Yeah,
right.
you're good. Long time no see.
Exactly. Aaron Friedline, Deputy Director. Yeah, Director Pete had something come up this morning, so I'm batting cleanup for him as well. But I don't have a whole lot other than just some community updates for you guys. We are presenting next week, but you guys are responsible in some of the funding for the district court. But we were challenged by the law board to kind of continue to reimagine what the security conditions look like down there and to see if we could do some cost saving measures in that area. So we now have a policy that we've written in place for arming our court screeners. They're not sworn police officers. They don't have police arrest powers or anything. So we are presenting that policy to the law board next week, but that might look different if that's all approved in what you really won't see any difference. The uniforms aren't changing, but our screeners may have a firearm in the future to meet the state requirement for having armed security at the courthouses. But it would be a cost savings not to have a sworn officer down there. And we're going to continue to visit that. And then next week RCPD is going to have a booth at the fair during the whole fair from Thursday through Monday. So we will have a good footprint down there in addition to doing obviously some security and bike patrols and whatnot. Hopefully everybody has a great time, doesn't fall out from any heat problems or anything like that, but that will be good. Next week on Friday, July 22nd. We are doing custard with a cop at Freddy's. So if you find yourself needing some ice cream from 4 to 8 p.m., you might see an officer there as well. But
Is it just ice cream?
no, you can buy whatever. But that was the catchy title for it, custard with a cop.
Yeah,
So.
gotcha.
So we went with that.
Oh.
And Battle of the Badges is next
Yes.
week. And there's a lot of pride in that. So if you can go and give blood, and even if you're like not on the timeline to give blood and just want to vote for RCPD, you are more than welcome to go and obviously vote. We won the trophy last year. So
I knew she was gonna say that.
yeah.
We can donate on behalf of one of the organizations or agencies.
Yeah, you can donate for anyone, but you should vote for RCPD as your favorite first responder.
Well, that's a tough-
David won't mind at all. I think it'll be.
So it begins.
Yeah, but great cause. We were able to do a K-Man promo on that and everything. We had fun with that, but it is kind of a fun time and a good reason to go out and donate. But that's at St. Thomas More, July 23rd and 24th. And yesterday there's a nonprofit that goes around the country, and they found Manhattan, Kansas, Riley County. And we got a donation for both of our retired canines and our current canines from the Canine Quilt of Honor group. And they literally made a quilt you can hang on the wall, and it has the picture of our Monster is our retired canine. He's still alive and well, a little gimpy here and there with arthritis, but he showed up and was happy to get his picture taken with that. And then we have our current canine, Kyra, that also got her picture and slobber on the blanket a little bit. So, it was all good, but it was really neat thing. And to hear they go around the country just trying to honor the service of those those working dogs that support us. So that was really a cool thing. And then I just had a community shout out for who's ever watching, but we had an aggravated battery assault that occurred over the weekend down in the entertainment district. And an individual hurt pretty badly. And we put out a help us identify a person, and the community came through strongly for us. And that was a huge help in helping identify a person we'd like to talk to in relation to that incident. So it just makes me feel good that that's the kind of community members that we have that will help out, especially on those egregious person crimes that we really need to drill down and find out some information. So I think that's always great that people monitor our social media and are willing to help others out that they know or don't know. So, but that's all I had for you guys. I know I have 15 minutes. I don't.
Yeah, not at all.
I am not the best at filibuster, so, yeah, but I would take any questions you guys
It's all in
have.
the dance filled out if you want.
We like entertainment.
Or I'll offer no suggestion. We have books of Kansas statue in there. You can spend 15 minutes.
Oh, my gosh. I
Dad
don't-
jokes, mom jokes.
Yeah, well, no,
I
the dad
prefer,
jokes are great.
I prefer chapter 79 taxation.
I'm more of a 26 kind of girl. To be honest. So you know, like, yeah, I guess we could debate that. What chapters are more intriguing on our criminal statutes as well, so. Yeah, otherwise, like, we're in good shape. Like the summer, it's easier to get around town. It's one of those you always
Well,
enjoy when the students leave, we can get some work done, but then you're ready for them to come back. But right now, you know, I can make it across town in 10 minutes.
depending on which road.
Depending on which route. you
Yeah.
choose.
Well, right now, Fort Riley Boulevard is squeaky clean. Like, there's no, not much going on other than the one little pinch point. Yeah, if you go out
Last
towards
night-
Miller Ranch,
You know, where I have to come from.
yeah, from Seth Child on, it was just that one pain
Seth
point.
Child- Well, and Seth Child's been overlaid for the last week, blocking traffic there.
Yeah,
And Anderson's still blocked, Fort Riley's blocked in 2 different places.
yeah.
It's, yeah.
But we'll love it when all the roads are nice
Yeah.
and smooth. and-
No, what happens is then they start on the first one they started on, they start all over.
Exactly, exactly. But is there anything you guys are hearing from community or anything else I could address from our
No, I'm
CPD's
not.
point?
And from my perspective, if I don't hear anything, that means it's good.
Yes, yeah,
So, yeah,
I think that.
we'll roll with
is
that.
A good thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, well, I will give you guys, I guess, back some of your time for who's ever up next on the agenda.
Thank you.
Good. Thanks, Aaron. Have a good
Be
weekend.
safe out there.
Well,
Yeah, my daughter got rear-ended in that child,
yeah,
crushed the,
No.
crushed the back of her car, kids are okay.
That's cool.
did it total it or? Yeah.
Distracted driver?
In the construction zone?
Well, it was, on the west side of the overpass and such, and right across from Genesis.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, so they were probably moving it.
The guy was coming way too fast for them.
She
Yeah,
didn't
they-
get hurt.
No, well, she's a little sore, of course.
Yeah. hopefully her seatbelt
I
on.
mean, it's anytime you're working road construction, it's gotta be frightening, especially when people aren't paying attention.
Well, yeah, we got rear-ended one time years ago. We live out. We had to go to 4 Mile Corner way and they were doing the asphalt there kind of in front of the old RB outpost. And this is, geez, this is, oh, we had kids. And we drove by a guy and he in a Volkswagen bus and he was reading a book. And we passed him. And some other people obviously passed him and we were sitting at the stop sign, the construction sign. There was one car between us and him, and he hit the guy behind us going 55, reading his book.
So that, inattentive and unsafe driving.
And of course, he had no vehicle insurance.
Wow.
I just read an article that
Mm.
Kansas passed a law that took effect July 1st, where there's some kind of AI that continually checks people's insurance to see if they like bought it to get registered, the vehicle, and then turned around and canceled it.
Mhm.
There's some kind of technology now that's double checking for uninsured.
Which is the reason why our insurance rates are going up to pay for it.
They're not a benevolent society,
Yeah. Not yet.
not insurance.
I watched Terminator 2 growing up.
Yeah, she was going into town and that's. Left lane was open for traffic, but everybody was on the right side moving to the left. And this guy came over and she jerked to the left lane real quick and got spun around and pushed into the westbound K 18. So if anybody's got a vehicle, preferably Odyssey, Honda Odyssey, they like to sell.
You know, all out of those, sorry.
He's in the market.
Go on Carvana.
Actually, select, yeah, what? I've been bankrupt.
Well, it's Takvana now, so.
Are they bankrupt?
Their business model wasn't very good for the longest time.
Huh.
But I think they fixed it. maybe did a little bit of accounting jujitsu and
I think.
they're fine.
I think Beef Rich business model is that too.
Well, on a bit more, on a more positive note, the McDonald's is open now over here on the north side.
They're not open, haven't been for a couple weeks, in fact.
Oh, they have.
No, they
closed?
went, they banked, wasn't just this store, but like 16 of them went
Oh,
under.
you're kidding me.
Of what?
Beefaroo.
Oh, the whole corporate stuff.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the whole
I hadn't
thing.
heard.
It's locally, they missed a table.
That's what I.
Two, I heard two.
I did.
Took them 3 years to build it, another year to open it, and it's barely open 2 years and now it's gone.
And I heard evidently McDonald's model, I don't know about Clark, the guy who owns these franchises, but McDonald's model doesn't have anything to do with hamburgers, it has to do with real estate.
Yeah.
Evidently, it's.
Well, you buy the real estate and then you lease it back to people.
Well, it's real estate, but then it was actually in one of my business classes at K-State. The company that determines where they go back in the day used to have been their beverage, like Coke or whoever it was,
Hmm.
because that's their largest profit margin.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. That's what we need, a county excise tax on sodas, that will take it.
I'd be in favor of that. I don't drink pop.
I don't either. They've discussed that a time or two in the Kansas legislature, though.
They have.
Mhm.
That Beefaroo, when it first announced they were coming there, I had never heard of it. I was looking on it. They had like 10 restaurants, but then they had like 15 opening soon, all over. So I don't know if they tried to
Yeah, it's
expand too
expensive.
fast.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I ate there once with a rabbit, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't
my
understand
brother
that
and
was-
sister-in-law said it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody I heard said it was good, but it's really expensive.
And it
But that's
took a
too
long
common
time
there.
too. Not as long as the Taco Bell line, but.
Well, if Chris Kirk still on.
I think Taco Bell has other issues
He
right
does.
now.
He does. Yeah.
Like, was telling me that, well, per square foot in Riley County, now it's like somewhere in the 25 plus range per square foot.
For commercial property?
It's surprising. No, the interesting thing about the McDonald's over, I was coming home from work Tuesday, so it must have opened up sometime Tuesday, and
Oh, it is open now?
yeah, it is open. Maybe haven't done an official opening yet, but there were people in there. There was a line there, and I'm like thinking, every single one of you's been to a McDonald's before. What makes this one so special?
I felt bad for the guy with the trailer that sells the tacos.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, right.
Okay, I got cut off.
No, probably just bringing more business.
yeah, it probably does.
By your competition.
You gotta drive on the gravel road to behind the trees to get to his place now.
Oh, really?
Well, you can technically turn on that one that goes into McDonald's and go.
Yeah, I don't think the kids curved. I don't think the-
They curbed it.
Well, they curbed it out. It's not all the way up there where you can go to it, but you can park right there and walk.
Well, the grass.
Well, it's dirt at the moment, but yeah, hopefully grass. Cause that curves around, you're right, it's curved, but you can technically park here and make your way back down. For as long as that's been over there, I've never tried it, and it's over there close to my neighborhood. And
It was good.
is it good? I may have to do that. Maybe.
What's good?
The food truck over there where that.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Next to.
Mhm.
May have to try that. We got a lot of food trucks and those things around now.
They're all good.
That's what I hear. Did buy some beef brisket from Smoking Joe Willie's.
Smoking Joe's.
Oh, it was up by RC McGraw's one time. Smelled really good, and I'm like, I shouldn't, but I did. I shouldn't say that openly in case my doctor's listening.
Especially,
Yeah.
It's not your doctor, it's your insurance.
Barbecue's good for you.
Barbie, you can insure barbecue. It's okay. I mean, somebody insured the cows that made the barbecue, so I would hope.
That's true. That's probably true.
There you go.
Yeah, at the cost of them now, you would want to insure them.
Damn straight. All right, Daniel.
Good morning, Commissioners. Daniel, Riley County Extension. I promise I'm not rolling in here late, sweaty, covered in a t-shirt and jean and pants because I forgot. Oh, that's not good. It is because we are literally, as we speak, moving out to the fairgrounds. And so before I forget, I do want to appreciate our help to the Parks and Rec, IT, and volunteers right now. We got a lot of folks helping us get the move and get ready for the county fair, which I greatly appreciate. But the Riley County Fair does run from July 23rd through 27th. However, there has been prep work, of course, by volunteers, Parks and Rec, IT, our office going on for a lot longer. You know, and while many people think of the fair as a fun event in our county, I'd like to remind everyone, in our eyes, is the biggest educational event we have. That is, in the end, why us as K-State Extension professionals get so excited about it, because it is an opportunity for kids to learn not only about their projects, but the one-on-one judging, the presentation skills, the leadership skills, everything that goes in it. And so we really appreciate the community support. And today is just going to highlight some of the 4-H opportunities the public can come and check out this year's fair. One exciting news is this Saturday, the 18th, the horse show is at a new location. Before, we've been going down south to an indoor barn, and this year our 4-Hers will be inside Bilberry Arena, I believe at 9 a.m. Sharon's here to fact check me when I mess up. So
I am curious on one thing on there. How are they going to kind of house and keep livestock at bay while that show? I mean, I don't know they've done some other shows. I just
yeah, you know, for the horse show, they all just come in the same day, stay there for that, and with only 15 or 18 riders,
okay.
You know, they usually just hang out on the sides,
Okay.
but. You know, this will be a new experience for us too.
Well, I was just thinking most of the, West End there is gravel for parking and there's not really a lot of space. Yeah,
Yeah.
on the east side. So if you
Yeah.
had a very, very larger event, it becomes
Yeah.
problematic this time.
Well, and yeah, it'll be a new one for us, but I'm excited. I think the 4-Hers will be
Yeah.
pretty cool to ride in there. And
It's a
John, one of our
beautiful
horse
facility.
superintendents works at K-State, and I think she was able to help get this arranged for us. As well, the main fair starts on Thursday, but the biggest thing for us is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday leading up to fair. That's when the main static judging happens, and that's when we're going to have 2,500, 3,000 exhibits come through the front door of Potter Hall. And these are the days where the 4-Hers come in and get the one-on-one static judging. So looking forward to that, whether it be baked goods, photography, visual art, shooting sports, geology, horticulture. Over 3 days, that is just going to pour through the front door and be handled by our volunteers and judges. Now for the general public, we encourage them to come out starting after Thursday. And honestly, I'd even say wait till Friday or Saturday. That way everything's judged, then come in, see all the exhibits, and see the work by the 4-Hers. One big note, a lot of you may know, but the general public might, is just being aware of the different livestock shows this time of year. Based on 4-H input from families last year, we have some adjustment to livestock shows. So, of course, the horse show is this Saturday. Then we have, here's what you might not have been to, the pet show is Tuesday at 6 p.m. That's a fun one. Cats, dogs, lizards. You don't know what's going to come in there. I'm serious. Thursday is Shepherd's Lead, followed by the Sheep Show. Friday, 8 a.m. is Dairy Goat, followed by Poultry at 1 p.m., Meat Goat at 4 p.m., and Swine at 7 p.m. And a big change is Saturday morning will be the Dairy Cattle 8 a.m. and Rabbits at the same time. But then the Beef Show will now be at 9 a.m. on Saturday morning versus Saturday night. And once again, this was based on input from our 4-H families, but as well, it'll be cooler, and quite honestly, a lot of it was a safety issue. Large animals get a little spooky on the biggest night of the fair, biggest night of the carnival. So it'll be a time when hopefully animals are a little more calm without all the hubbub going on all around. And at 11 a.m. Bucket Calf. If you have not been to a Bucket Calf show, it's I don't know how to say it, but it's just fun. It's cute. These kids are dead serious with their little calves walking around. So it's a fun experience.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Shoved them in a bucket, and I'm like, that doesn't sound like fun.
This might also be the most expensive bucket calf show we've had with the price of calves here
Yeah.
lately.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah. 4-H Youth Livestock Sale. This is sponsored by the Fair Board. Is on Monday at 7 p.m. This is the when the food champions and livestock sell their livestock at the premium auction, a way to raise money for their projects. Because we say animals are not cheap to raise up and take care of. So a great way for community members and businesses to help give back. And of course, that's the 4-H stuff, but we can't forget about the entertainment. We once again have the Wii Carnival coming back in Thursday through Monday. A reminder that that is for a good cause. Part of the proceeds from the carnival comes back to the 4-H Foundation and the Fair Board. So you're doing good for the children when you buy lots of amusement park tickets. The carnival vendors coming in starting Thursday, Caw Valley Rodeo, the 50th year of celebrating the rodeo. Military Appreciation Night Thursday, Friday's Wear Pink Night, and I'm blanking on Saturday now that I've started saying that. But I believe it's kind of just the biggest night, biggest celebration, and special awards night. And attached to the minute or to our agenda today is the overview of the fair schedule, what's going on, as well as other information, including the open class exhibits, apple pie contests. We're seeing you there. That's to celebrate.
Apples are healthy, so we're good.
Yeah.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
So that is to celebrate America 250. We're having that
Yes.
apple pie contest. So, and in which, if you didn't notice, our theme this year is Fair Lights and Star Spangled Night. So we want to lean into 250. Pedal tractor pulls July 26th, 6:30 to 7 p.m. And we have a group coming in to help run that this year who are literally pros at it. That's what they do, is put on tractor pulls. So we're expecting a top-notch event. The Raising Cane's live entertainment tent. We got Zerf on Friday night, and Saturday night we have Cassette 88 with some rock and roll music going on. So that'll be exciting for those like 80s music. The Golden Clover is still out there. The Golden Clover is the medallion. Sorry, I actually have to watch my time today. The Golden Clover medallion is still hidden. That's our fun leading up to fair, with prizes sponsored by Chick-fil-A, Stag Golf Course, Therapy, and Shortstop. And then some food stand tickets from us. The winner of that, or whoever finds the medallion gets that. The clues are being listed on our Facebook page, as well as Eagle Media Radio. So just a lot going on, but we love it. It's going to be a long week and a half, but it's going to be the greatest week and a half in the year. And personally, I love it because, you know, we're dog tired by the end, but I know by the end we have core memories made in these kids. We have, you know, leadership skills built. It just all around them. I mean, it's an all-American event in my idea. Last but not least, I do have to publicly apologize. I've been lying to Sharon all morning. I've been telling her here she's been here to fact check me. When you walk into the fair office, there's been a face there for 33 years helping. I forgot to tell you, Kleenex. 33 years to help you at the fair office. A date hasn't been announced, but this is Sharon's plan on retiring this year. So I just want to publicly thank Sharon for her knowledge, expertise. I don't know how many times I've had to go, Sharon, where's this? Sharon, what do we do here? 33 years of helping the Riley County Fair Extension Office. So we have one last run with Sharon. So if you want to see her, this is the year to come in and say hi. So greatly appreciate her knowledge and dedication, and all these years to the Riley County 4-Hers at our fair.
Mhm.
Sorry, Sharon, I didn't mean to lie to you.
Congratulations, Sharon.
Yeah, thank you. I know when I come in and have questions, she's been great through the years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I said she's our front. I mean this the best way. The front line of the defense, answering questions, sending people where they need to go, whatever it may be. So now, it'll be a whole different fair next year. I kind of rambled through a lot of stuff. Any questions I can answer for y'all, or?
Yay for apple pie.
Yeah, yeah, for apple pie. Long range forecast shows 100 degrees on Monday, followed by high 80s after. I had to pull a few strings, but you know, we're trying to do the best for y'all.
You tried to do what I would 2012, where it was kind of rainy and overcast at 55.
Yeah. So, no, if you need anything, our office has closed here. We're moving stuff out, but we'll be accessible at the fairgrounds. IT has helped to get our phones routed out there.
Good.
And like I said, I know I've already said it a couple of times, a big thanks to Public Works, Parks and Rec, and IT for helping us get this moved to help get this fair going.
All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Have fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations, Aaron.
Thank you.
We'll see you on that Sunday.
Big family is an extension.
Yeah. Years. Big old years.
Mm-hmm.
We've lost a lot of years.
42 there. I think she was 42. Julie Leonard was 41. She was Lynn's cousin. Oh, Julie Leonard, 41? 42? Okay, then Lynn must have been 43. So I think Lynn was 43, Julie's 42. Yeah.
Hmm.
Purchase of 42, 44.
Yeah. Yeah, Bertrand and I go back a long ways.
The saddest part about that is you'll never see that happen again.
No, the sad is Mary and Bertrand both looking at retirement. They're 80 years old.
Yeah.
How long has Mary been there?
35.
Hmm.
Commissioner Brittany Phillips at 10:15.
No.
Didn't agree with you.
No, I was tasting that cucumber I tried last night. Oh.
Through at 510, at 1:30.
You know, I hope they do, because somebody else keeps throwing money, so. I haven't actually had to go over there at all. Oh, yeah, like before.
All right, how you doing?
We ordered 50
How you doing?
for
Great.
building.
Good. Like that answer.
Did you let them know ahead of time, or did you go,
Yeah.
can we pick up 50 copies?
No, they were doing a promotion, it's like.
Talked to Andy yesterday. She was.
Yeah. We ordered. They only want certain flavors, and so they did, what, 30 copies?
Are there more of those?
Oh, that's right. She told us she's gonna be doing that.
Cause on the news. That
Long
they
school.
didn't let us in. We weren't allowed to. speak.
Scooters.
So, I mean, there's one on, we had the protesters out there. Oh, this is there. They're building small plant. They're not building them in towns. No, they are. They just don't advertise. You just don't know about them.
No, it
They've been
is-
around for a long
It
time.
is a hot topic everywhere.
See, there's a lot of information out there, and most of it's not US.
I know. It's just that there's so much information. I haven't taken the time to look into it, but I don't know whether I'm for them or against them, because there's so much information on both sides. I haven't taken the time.
Properly restricted.
Oh.
I think it happened.
Yeah.
Nobody knew we got it, build it. Oh, okay, you know, we're paying much that.
And it's new and change, and people are always afraid of that.
And now it's feedback, so now they think they're all.
That's what they use as an example of that. And a lot of success stories.
Oh, yeah.
That's what.
Really? Yeah, so.
It says, so, that's just. You have a right.
It's like, great.
And she said, can I go back and get
But they're small.
Good.
It's good, because I don't wanna.
Yeah, you didn't have to clean it
up.
Yeah, because then you got an obligation to keep it
Building, but no.
for so many days, right?
That's
Well,
why.
that's
That's what they said.
Probably not.
I used to. I've had the. Stuff for years.
So he did.
It's smart. They-
Yeah, it's, I mean, at some level, it's like, well, what's the price of
Renovated for decades, you know?
Too bad that the non.
Well,
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great.
we, my parents owned some of the super
Gotta
duplexes
strategize.
up down the south end of town in the early 2000s, and they just decided to build a facility to store stuff in. And so you're actually still at least turning a profit off of
Think
storing
of
stuff.
how fast
But we try to give it, the American Red Cross,
those
Grand Old Trunk,
so different.
other things,
You
but
know, so much more refined.
stuff you find too is
Safer
just
and better.
amazing. Leave it at that.
Got 30 seconds.
Huh?
I said, you have 30 seconds.
Well, supposed to sigh once you get up.
I know, roll your eyes, say, we don't want to talk about budgets.
Who is that again?
I guess you could just make a motion and say we're done.
Okay.
You don't have anything.
Good.
I've got a few
Hard,
things
but-
here. that I-
Yeah. Now I have to come back for over a week. I don't know what I would do with myself.
We could find work for you.
Oh, believe me, I've got plenty.
Okay, on that note, all right.
Good morning, Commissioners. Brittany Phillips, Budget and Finance Officer, here to present the updated budget development worksheet. This reflects the $5,150,000 transfer the Commissioners approved on Monday. I did have a clarifying question because I was preparing the transfer and I just wanted to confirm you wanted that transfer done this year so that our ending cash balance going into 27 is what we reflect up here.
Right.
Okay. I'm just making sure before I submit that to the treasurer's office. Okay. So that was really all I had.
Just judging by your kind of car, I know we still got to discuss COLA merits and all that stuff in its own right, but I'm still gonna be a no on the administrative assistant in that department. I want to get an administrator in place, get the department developed and see what the needs are. And yeah, maybe as we go through, we use some unused personnel funds or something to fund one at the end of it, but I want to get the person in place and work with them instead of trying to put the cart before the horse.
I had thoughts on that. I thought putting it in half, so you can hire someone in July. You know, like you said, like, cause you're like saying, get them in here and get them set.
If they find the right person and maybe they're such a go-getter, it's not needed. I mean, we're gonna make some other wholesale changes along the way there too, so something to consider, but I'm not gonna, not shooting for that. You had mentioned on there too, or at some point in time about the fee proposal in the treasurer's office.
Yes, the $10.
I am good with that.
Okay, yeah.
And I was gonna be good with that regardless of budget discussions or not, because quite honestly, my conversations with people, it's cut our taxes. I look at fees and I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit more depth here in a second, but I think about fees, but I don't know, to me, that's another sugar-coated way of saying a tax, basically, but everybody I talk to says they want lower property tax and they're willing to pay fees. So, I'm good with that, was gonna be good with that anyway. The other part of that is I kind of look at our fee structures and what are you estimating that for 27 or is that what's that based off of? You got that listed blue there,
Oh,
well,
mhm.
mostly blue there.
Yeah, all
um,
these, yeah. So this is what departments submit to me for what they anticipate for their revenue. So it could be, like in the clerk's office, it could be for. That's a bad example. I don't know what we charge in the clerk's office at this point.
And that's if you want to get specific, I guess my point is going department by department that are
Yes.
serving those fees, is it time to think about increasing them like everybody else is doing? And that's not going to be,
Statutory.
Yeah,
and I was gonna ask that question too, but the ones that aren't, it's not gonna be a benefit probably for 27,
mhm.
too far in the process, but something to look at for 2028. Yeah. Something to think about. And I understand there's statutory and
Yeah.
other things with that and some of those too, but way to help offset some of those costs in each one of those department. You had listed that payment in lieu of taxes
Uh-huh,
at 40,000.
yeah.
Did we just get something to say that was actually 50?
We got 50 this year,
Okay.
just over 50.
We did, yeah. So we've been estimating about 40,000 because it does fluctuate. And so, I mean, that is up to the board, but just know that like if we overestimate our revenue and it actually comes in lower, then we're gonna have, we're not bringing in enough
Right.
revenue.
Something to take into consideration, but maybe that's a one-time bump just for 27.
Okay.
We're gonna have it, correct or no?
Mhm.
Well, is that
I mean, that works on the
this
federal
this
budget
year?
cycle, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Received it, we received it, just received
Okay.
it.
Yeah,
last
we
week.
just received, the 50,000 last
But,
week.
but it's not a set fee, they
Mhm.
adjust whatever they feel like, huh, maybe
Mhm.
that way.
And how does that work? Is that on the federal budget cycle? So is that the end of September, October 1st?
I believe so.
It takes them that long to pay it out. Well, that
Yeah.
tells you something. Okay. I just noted the discrepancy there, so I just wanted to
Yeah,
mention
of
it.
course. Yeah.
One of the other things I was looking at here too, when we go down to project estimates there.
Mhm.
just to shore things up, if we're not funding anything on there anymore, just take those off.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
I can do that.
just to make it easier to kind of go and work through,
Mhm.
okay? One of the other ones on there I was looking at that I think we need to discuss as a board is, do we want to continue to contract services with the animal shelter? It's not a large amount, it's 38,000 and some change, but
Mhm.
in terms of prioritizing services, if we're discussing human services.
I think you might run into issues about enforcing our resolutions out in the county. I know we don't do a lot.
Do we
but
have one?
My understanding is that what
With
we
the
pay
animal-
for right now is commensurate with what we utilize their services for. So we're using them for that amount. We adjusted the contract recently to make it mirror
Yeah,
what we actually
yeah.
use them for.
Cut almost half what they were
Yeah,
asking for, but it's what we
it's
actually.
what we
use.
actually use. Now, if we don't want to enforce, I suppose, those resolutions or what's causing those animals to get into the animal shelter, that could be a conversation, but.
I think it's worth diving into. Sure. We're spending now, I mean, the cities are kind of on their own when it comes to that, so they can do what they want in terms of contracting with the shelter itself, but spending almost $38,000 for a population
For
of,
all the small towns, or is everything outside? I thought
I think
our
it's,
contract is everything outside of the town.
that's my understanding as well.
okay.
Yeah.
Cause we used to
Accurate.
appropriate $60,000
Yeah,
and then we've negotiated it down, well, we switched, so we're now with Prairie Paws, but now we're down to this 30.
that's who the city's contracting with to
Mm-hmm.
run the shelter, okay. Okay, good to know.
Like I said, that ties in with the animal control.
Mm-hmm.
Well. Yeah, we'll leave that one alone.
But it's
I did,
not something we wanted, but it's.
no, I just kind of, outside of the city, I just look at about 13,000 in the unincorporated area and we're still spending like 40 grand on that. It's out in the rural area. I mean,
But I believe
animals and
because of-
livestock are gonna run around. That's
because
just the
if
nature of it.
somebody Finds a wild or stray in the county, you can take them in.
Yeah.
The animal shelter. That's where more of it than from animal control.
Yeah.
I believe.
At least for now. Speaking of animal control and RCPD, explain the process of their unencumbered cash.
For RCPD.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, it doesn't roll over to county general, it stays in that fund.
Okay.
Specifically
Specifically for RCPD.
yes.
Okay.
Mhm,
Okay. Wanted to clarify that.
mhm. Yeah, it's not a large amount,
No,
any means, so, yeah.
not to
that-
cover anything that but it really is a large amount, but yeah.
Yes, yeah, yeah, so it just stays in that fund specifically. We don't move that over to county general. Same with like county building, bond and interest as well. Those funds that we can, appropriate or not appropriate, sorry, collect taxes on, we do not roll those funds back to county general. They stay in that fund.
So I guess a follow-up question on that is, how does RCPD view that? In terms of what they need or what they use it for?
Well,
I mean, is that a reserve type of fund?
no, so we're gonna use it more for our costs here. We're not gonna use it for
Okay,
the appropriation amount, but we'll use it to offset, inmate medical costs. Like if we had, if we had more that came in than what we budgeted for and collected taxes for, we would use the unencumbered cash.
Go ahead and show at the top where it says the tabs, the far left is actual, you see how much remained?
yeah.
We're estimating, I can guarantee you it won't be that high.
No, that's why we have a budget amendment specifically for RCPD every year.
So, I mean, I wouldn't. mess
I
with
was
that
just
a lot.
curious of the process, not necessarily the number on that. I wasn't.
Yeah,
wanting to
it doesn't
change
go back to
Okay.
RCPD. We still keep
No.
that here
Okay.
in our funds
Right,
for
right.
our own budget.
And that's a projectional guarantee, it'd be much lower
Yeah.
based on inmate costs going up and outside housing.
Yeah.
Because our projection for 2025 would have been much higher than that.
Correct.
Mhm.
I guess the last thing for me is I kind of see, and I'm probably not reading this right, so this is probably on me, but I do see kind of two different numbers here for economic development. I see a 211,034.
Mhm.
But I do see in the 5-year expenditure history, it says 294,134.
Where, oh, down here.
Yeah.
They must be pulling the wrong thing. I'll fix that.
Okay.
Sorry.
Just
about that.
just for
Yeah.
knowledge sakes, which number is it?
It's the 211.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's specific to,
That's what we're budgeting.
okay, just to cover all those expenses?
Yes.
So nothing extra there.
No.
Okay.
I don't know what, I think 294 is probably where we were at, and so I might have actually typed that number in instead of having it pull from here.
Okay. I
Because,
just wanted to make sure I knew which number it was, or if I was
Yeah.
missing something contextually or something in that.
no, I
And
think
that dialogue.
294 is, I think that's where we started
Okay.
with all the appropriations where they were at.
And that can just clarify that for
Yeah, absolutely.
knowledge sake. And that was my list.
Okay. I on fees really quick for the treasurer's office. So this includes, of course, if we raised up to the $10. And the only thing, Shiloh and I are in agreement, this was our recommendation to come forward to the board with
Yeah.
the $10. The state is requiring that we have to show how
Mm-hmm.
we're going to spend those funds, and they want to make sure it's not to offset ad valorem taxes, specifically how they, so
But they complain ad valorem taxes are too high.
Well, but the whole thing with that is you could just prove that you're at least
We're
reducing,
spending that much.
right?
yeah.
And
so
that's fine with me.
Yeah. I
Cause in
just
the
wanted
end,
to
it
make sure, 'cause
evens out.
I think
Oh.
how Shiloh explained it to me was that they wanted to see like that you had shorter wait times, or because you were able to fund a position or something like that. And that's not, we don't have long wait times because we are fully staffed. And so just food for thought on that.
It may not have that direct specific impact, but when you flow everything through it.
Yeah. Whereas like Sedgwick County or somebody, they would be able.
That's what it's kind of based off of.
Mhm.
Okay. That was my list.
Okay.
I'm good for today.
Okay. So no actual changes, just clarifications, questions.
I think the biggest deal is we've got to work through the health department segment, and we still obviously have to talk about
Mhm.
the personnel related
Yeah.
expenditure, and that's
Well, and since the commissioners have approved the intent to exceed R&R, this transfer number can't increase because that'll increase, unless you decrease it somewhere else.
Mhm.
So of course, in the COLA number, we have, health department COLA included in here so that, of course, if you approve COLA at the 2.8%, then we would change this to reflect that, but we would still be at that same mill levy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
just the COLA number would be lower than that.
Oh, yeah.
If you plan on doing that, and that's still a discussion to be had.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then one of the other things I need to bring back to you all is opioid funds still. So we'll need to talk about that. I know we've been focusing on this, but we had 2 requests for opioid funds. That is separate, of course, from property taxes, but we get that settlement money. And the health department had a position that they are requesting funds for, and then community corrections is also,
Is that the
requesting-
position we
yeah.
just lost?
yes.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Okay.
Mhm. Yep, so community corrections also has their request, they use that for drug court. So we'll need to discuss those too before, probably at the end of this month, we'll need to discuss it, so it's ready for the budget. Is there anything else?
Commissioners, I had just a quick point of clarification on the administrative assistant position. My understanding is that it's not entirely just for the administrator, so I know that the anticipation of, well, will the administrator need it or not? They're not the only person that would be utilizing, it would be everybody within that staff, including Brittany, including HR, including everybody else that's within that department, is going to be utilizing that
I
assistant.
understand that, but it's an administrative services department, and technically we haven't created the administrative services department. Because all the components of it are segregated at this point in time.
Yeah.
Right. My point is that we put the department together in January or whenever it is, and then start figuring out what the other components are that we need.
Well, the only position you're missing is the administrator right
Right.
now. Everything else we still have, so those folks will.
But we're still have to go
Likely.
through, go through a process, do a resolution.
Yep.
Figure out where everybody's going and what everybody's responsibilities are. But we need to get the person into place for sure, because for them, they're basically the ones creating this out of scratch.
Mhm.
And we need to see what it is that they need and work with them rather than trying to see if we can do it ourselves and put the cart. I'd rather have the horse in front of the cart instead of the cart in front of the horse.
Yeah, I just want to make that point of clarification.
And I'll just piggyback off of that because like Jacob was just saying, we're all scattered right now. So that administrative assistant job duties, HR assistant, however you want to, however that comes out, is all being done by different people. You know, like we have in our office, we have Michelle Adams that does RAP for the clerk's office. In Jacob's office, you have Jana that does all of that. So we're all submitting AP to our people. And then once we're in that new office, who is going to do those functions, who's going to do the ordering and just those things.
Because right now, none of those positions actually those duties wouldn't be included. in
We
those
don't have the
positions.
head of that particular department nor that department filled, so that should be their decision when that time comes,
No.
of how that goes. With obviously help and input from everybody involved. Yes, I didn't have anything else. That was,
I didn't have any questions. But
Okay, perfect. So I won't, you said no session on Monday. I'm not here Thursday, so I'll come back the following Monday.
sounds good. Okay, I believe that was the last agenda item for the day.
It is.
Do we have anything else to talk about or discuss?
anything.
The only thing I have is I need cucumber recipes, people. I need them badly. Got a lot of cucumbers.
Vinegar and water, onions and cucumbers.
Yeah.
Another version of that, sour cream, add to that.
We usually do.
Okay,
Sour cream's good.
I guess I probably better end with healthy recipes since everything else has not been.
Those
Or
were
white
healthy.
stock now.
Healthy.
Those were
Sour
healthy.
cream?
There? It's healthy. I'm Mr. Apple Pie Tester.
Apples are more healthy than sour cream. Guarantee any dietitian would tell you that.
The crust is made from whole grains at one point.
Exactly. Making it extra special healthy. Okay, before I dig that hole any deeper, if there's nothing else, I'll take it.
Put the shovel away.
Yeah.
I'll move to adjourn the July 16th meeting.
I'll second that. It's been moved and seconded to adjourn the July 16th meeting of the Riley County Commission. All in favor?
Aye.
Everyone have a good weekend.
Stay cool out there. It's gonna be nasty.
Good luck with that this weekend.